Yo, yo, what's good? It's Kid Cudi, and you're listening to Behind the Baller podcast with my dude, my ace, Ben motherfucking Baller. Yeah.
Behind the baller, my life is more than money and jewelry. My story's so crazy, dog. I said make a movie behind the baller. I went from playing sports to exotic whips. Ain't gotta tell me, dog. I know I'm the shit. Behind the baller, my life is more than money and jewelry. My story's so crazy, dog. I said make a movie behind the baller. I went from music exec to this podcast. Now I finally feel at home at last. Behind the baller.
Yo, yo, yo. Yes. You are now rocking with the absolute best in the biz. You are listening to a brand new episode of Behind the Baller podcast, the award-winning BTB show in true high-definition stereo sound. I am your host, Ben Baller, not Ben Humble. The Korean John Cusack, the Korean John McCall, also known as the Forrest Gump of hip hop. Yo, this is a Dust Brothers production. That's Mr. Miles Davis and Mr. Jordan Winter. A lot of amateurs out there, but this is what you call professional podcasting. Yo, people, we have a great show today. We have a special guest today. He goes by the name of Rich Kleinman. And to be like real, when we did his interview this past weekend, there were parts of the show that like kind of fucked me up. It stopped me in my tracks because we're close in age and we run in the similar circles and we had similar stories. It was just really crazy the way he was talking about college and just gambling and shit like that. Because you guys know I got kicked out of school for, being a bookie and all that shit. And he was in the music business. Then got into something else and just he's flourished. It's crazy. And one other thing that fucked me up was after Googling his name, because I just wanted to see some other shit just to pull up things. And I never Googled it. I know dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to know like anything other than the obvious. And I found out he was a producer on the movie The After Party. It was a Netflix film, And which some of you guys may or may not know, that was my best friend, Lee Odenot, a.k.a. Q World Stars movie. In fact, that movie came out after he passed, right? They dedicated it to him. And that's all he fucking talked about. That movie was crazy. I love that movie, by the way. If you have not seen it, it's a great fucking film. And it's just fucking crazy how small this world is and how everything came together. And just, I don't want to give it away. It's crazy. Rich's path is definitely a great one. He followed his heart. He stayed focused. And he was passionate about his goals. And now Rich is one of the greats in the business for real. He's way more than any like Jerry Maguire type agent, okay? But again, we're going to get into that interview in just a few minutes. Oh, man. So guys, look, man, every so often I do get into some personal shit on the podcast. And there are things that I don't share on here, but this is the only platform where I actually do share more deep personal things about my life. I share more here than I do on any other social media or any platform I have, period. And this week's been rough. It's been rough for a little bit, but I've been quiet about it. And my boys been really good about it. And my boy being who I'm going to mention now, one of my oldest, truest friends, one of my solids. He's a day one dude. He didn't grow up, we didn't grow up in the same area. He grew up in Dina. I grew up in Koreatown, but we both grew up in hip hop. And we've been friends for about 26 years now. And his name is DJ Homicide, right? He is a triple OG, an OG member of the world famous Air Max crew. He is a OG member of the rock band Sugar Ray, huge fucking, enormous rock pop band. He's produced 16 platinum albums in his career. He was original DJ of the Alcoholics. He is a hip hop legend, world-renowned DJ. He's also a friend of the podcast. DJ Homicide has become very ill. And I don't mean like ill, like, oh, we're going to figure it out. And it's going to be like he's got the flu or he's got COVID. I mean, right now, after seeing, 4 or 5 doctors, I think, and a neurologist and everything, Can't figure out exactly what the issue is exactly, the point of attack or anything. No actual real diagnosis, but it's not looking good. So I don't want to say it's terminal because I want to put positive energy out there, but it's not good. When I say it's not good, it's not. I think most people, they wouldn't make it. My boy is real strong though, and along with his stress and the anxiety levels that he's got going on and just everything, I think he suffers from very severe PTSD from his mom. It's causing even more grief to his situation. And this is seriously one of my true dogs. Like, he's been there with me through the highs, the lows, and in between, all right? So right now, guys, I need you all to send a private prayer out for my boy. You know what I'm saying? Just send some positive energy out there. Don't message him, don't hit him up, but I'm just letting you know because he's just too damn young to leave this earth. And it's crazy because his fucking birthday is in 2 weeks. And I just, man, he legitimately spent the last 15 years of his life. The last 15 years he dedicated it to taking care of his mom, Brenda, AKA Momicide, right? And I don't mean like how like the best kids you've ever seen in their 40s, 50s, 30s, or even 60s take care of their parents. I mean next level elite taking care of. He went out of his way above and beyond his call of duty as a good son. He really cared for her like no other. And Brenda, she passed away earlier this year. His pops, Willie, passed away 16 years ago. It's been a rough ride for Homicide. He's just tried to see, the positive side to it. It's been hell of a fucking year, guys, for real. So again, look, please pray for my boy. I love you, Craig. We're going to figure this shit out. And we're going to get you back to being you, man. I need you to be that lively, shit-talking dude. Oh, man. So guys, man, look, shit is getting very real with this coronavirus. Cases aren't going down because, again, people think shit is sweet, okay? And shit is not sweet. And with the flu season just starting, the holiday season, holiday travel going on, all this shit, I got some bad news for you guys. I'm telling you guys first, before Twitter or Instagram or anywhere, whatever, I'm going to have to postpone the Seattle trip for the Seattle BBDTC boxes and the meet and greets. I'm going to reschedule them for early January. I think the weekend of the 7th of January, somewhere around there. I will put them on sale this month still. I'm not sure exactly what day because I want to make sure motherfuckers lock in, you know what I mean? And we usually do it like 3 weeks ahead of time. But it's just too hectic at the moment right now, and I cannot take a chance. Okay, but we will get Seattle in. We're going to get it in for sure. Okay, and I had already had like interviews set up with some Seahawks players and all this other shit. It's just fucked up. But for sure in January, we might possibly throw New York City in there in January as well. But definitely by mid-February, I'll have the Rotten Apple BBDTC boxes ready to go. And that's going to be super lit for sure. That's probably going to be one of the best meet and greets just because New York is like, it's the other side. Obviously, it's the East Coast, the opposite end of the country. And I got like, I've never, ever really interacted with my fans out there, so I'm looking forward to that. Anyways, now for some good news is the CDC has voted and decided to administer the first round of vaccines for COVID-19. And the first round is going to go in an ABC group, right? And for A, it's going to go to healthcare workers first, nurses, doctors, all the people that work in there. And that's great. And then the B group, it's going to be essential workers, teachers. Fucking thank God. Okay, so teachers going to get it. People in food and agriculture, people who work in utilities, police and firemen, law enforcement, correction officers, and people who work in transportation or for transportation. Okay, and then group C, which is the last group in the first round of the vaccine distribution, will be senior citizens over the age of 65, right, who are at high risk. Only those who are at high risk, okay? And that's the first phase plan, okay? So again, let me explain this to you guys. I've changed my mind about taking the vaccine. I'm interested, okay, due to the fact that I want to be outside. And I want to be outside for the right reasons. I don't want to be outside for leisure, for fun, or anything else. I want to be outside for, to provide and go out there and fucking, lead, right? And I consider taking this vaccine now to like wearing a bulletproof vest. Of course I could get shot in the head or I can get shot in the legs, but the part that is more fatal, specifically when it comes to this virus, would be covered by the bulletproof vest, which would be AKA the vaccine, right? And I'm backing it now, especially with Moderna and Pfizer involved, and those rates and the FDA and everything's crazy. It looks like it's going to be good. But listen, guys, still do not get it twisted. Okay? Don't get it twisted with this fucking vaccine. It's going to be straight up and always will be you first, motherfucker. All right? You got to try this bitch first. You know what I'm saying? I need to check it out. But I'm interested and I'm curious. And again, I'm down. I just need to see you motherfuckers do this first. All right? So, let's get into this interview with movie producer, super agent, entrepreneur, mogul, Rich Kleinman. All right? But real quick, Miles, please. First, Miles, hit me off with some of that new Lakey Lake, and we'll be right back after this short commercial break. So what's good, everybody? One of the questions I've asked Rich during our conversation is, why do athletes still go broke? And you'll hear that he says they don't have the right people looking out for them or their finances. They're not taking care of their paper. That's why I'm going to keep reminding you about Truebill. Truebill is the single best way to be in charge of your own money. Rich always says that he was never really poor, nor super rich either. But one thing he always made sure of throughout his come up was taking care of his bills. You need to know what's going on with your money, and it's super important you have a good team behind you. Real talk, if you download Truebill, you're not going to have to think about it anymore because they'll do it for you. All you got to do is link your accounts and let Truebill get to work. One of my favorite services that they offer is the thing called Lower My Bills. You connect your bills and Truebill negotiates a better rate on your behalf. They negotiate with T-Mobile, Cox, AT&T, and many of the top service providers. I've done it myself. You don't have to call customer service, none of that waiting on the phone bullshit, all right? Once they're done negotiating, they'll shoot you an email letting you know how much you'll be saving. That's it. Easy money. I'm going to say this loud and clear. It does not matter how much money you make. If you're not being smart with it, you will always be struggling. Managing your finances can be hard. Take 5 minutes right now and go download Truebill and set up with it. You're going to immediately learn how to control your finances so that you can get your money right. You can download it at the Apple app or the Google Play stores, or by going to truebill.com/baller. That's truebill.com/baller. With the holidays right around the corner, now's the perfect time to get your budget dialed in. Trust me, I know. I use it all the time. I am dead serious. I use this app 2, 3, 4 times a day. Okay? All my checking, savings, credit cards, they're all linked in. I'm trying to tell you guys, I am trusting Truebill with millions of dollars. Okay? Truebill can get you on track in just a few minutes. Go to truebill.com/baller. Yo, you were listening to Behind the Baller podcast. We got a very good friend of mine, my boy Rich Kleinman. He's an entrepreneur, agent, and manager extraordinaire, co-owner, co-founder of 35 Ventures. Like I said, personal friend of mine and now friend of the podcast. Rich, what up, man? What's up, bro?
What's up, Ben? I am fucking honored to be on, bro. Honored to be on.
Hey, man, let me tell you something real quick, man. First of all, congrats on your podcast. And it's not an easy task, you know.
I appreciate that. I'm learning how to do this and fit it in my schedule because I want to give it real attention and I want to really get good at it, right? Because if I'm going to start anything, I want to be good at it. I'm not trying to be Joe Rogan, like you and I spoke about. You got good at it, right? Like it's not your core business, but you've made it a big part of your business. You've got really good at it, and it takes time. So, it's not easy because there's times when like I know I set aside podcast day, like when I'm going to record, it's the best way for me to schedule it. And if I'm not locked in, I got to figure out a way to get myself locked in and like self-motivate myself to do it because there's really no one that's on me but me.
Yeah.
But I know it's a responsibility,
And the thing is, everyone has a fucking podcast now. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about like the creative director at Jimmy Choo. She's like, oh, fuck it, I'm a housewife, blah, blah, whatever. I'm going to start a podcast. And they'll do like 3 episodes and then she'll fall off. I'm just saying, just anyone in general. It's like I drop 2 episodes a week, which is really fucking hard to do being, I own 3 businesses. I have 3 kids. And I know you have kids. You have multiple businesses. It's not easy.
No, and, it's also what your expectation is, right? Like I didn't come into this in any way, shape, or form as it relates to my pod, right? Like, so we have 2 pods on the network. One is the one that I'm hosting with Gianni, and one is the one that Kevin's hosting with Eddie. And, Kevin's, I think because of the magnitude of star he is, then the sky's the limit. But even in that case, he's not it's not his core business by any means. So, we temper expectation. I see it as a part of our overall business. We each have a point of view and we enjoy doing it. And as long as we do enjoy doing it, we'll do it. But when I look at the charts, there's a part of my ego that's like, all right, fuck, how do I break in this shit now that I'm in it? But I remember that if I was looking at it as the CEO of the boardroom where, that mentality, I'm saying, okay, well, it has an audience, it's growing, it represents exactly what the brand is about. So I'm going to keep doing it. And if I'm proud of the work, I'll do it no matter who listens. But yeah, of course, I'm hitting you on DM like, how the fuck is this guy on a podcast chart and I am not with the guests I'm getting, bro? You know what I mean? So yeah. It's a lot, but it's part of it.
But on the flip side, but Rich, on the flip side, real talk, look, when you launched the pod, I was very supportive of you and everything. There's a lot of people, low-key, look, man, I'm just going to be honest with people. Sometimes my wife is like, hey, how come you can't be like this person, this person, this person? And a lot of times I'm like, okay, hey, I'm going to try. At this point in my life, 2020, what's going on? I'm like, that ain't me. Too fucking bad. You know what I mean? Like, this is me. Oh, did that sound like that was hate? All right, well, I'm just being honest, and boom. And so with you coming on, I was like, look, dude, you guys should have did this. You have a lot to say. You have a lot of insight. But at the same time, how you're saying, how the fuck is this guy doing this? I'm looking at it like, yo, this motherfucker has, Adam Silver. He has fucking, Jack from Twitter. Like, bro, the guests are, and that's an important part because you're getting people that other people don't have access to. So
yeah, but you know what? But listen, so that is exactly why I have to use insane amounts of self-awareness and real reflection, because at some point I have to go, okay, well, the guests are great and people connect with that, but I gotta be good because I gotta look in the mirror and be like, well, what do I got to do better? Because I want people to want to listen to what Gianni and I are saying, and I think our conversation is interesting. I think it is representative of a conversation that people want to be a part of. Some people, right? But at the same time, at the more and more that I do this, I see that it is such a fucking challenge to get people to come and listen to you talk to them for an hour, 2 hours,
it's
right?
Not easy.
And it's a lot. That's why I have so much respect now, knowing you do 2 a week and that Joe Rogan's got like 7 a day. I don't even understand it.
Yeah, and bro, you gotta remember, like, I have, I'm on, this is gonna be probably episode 137 or something, or somewhere around there. I mean, dog, I can't believe, like, we did it, and shout out to Michael Rappaport. If it wasn't for him and the Dust Brothers, my producers, they produce Lightly Hearted, Josh Hart's show. And even with Josh, like being an NBA player, it's tough to, and CJ McCollum has a show and other people have shows, and it's difficult to keep it going. And I understand that. But with that said, like you said, I have some guests. I've had amazing people on here. And at the same time, I'm like, all right, man, if I go too heavy guest, then they're going to be too reliant on that. And I need to go solo on that ass every so often. So right now I'm on I went a good 8, 9, 10 episodes where I had no guests. I'm like, yo, they need to get me because this is what it is. This is my diary. So, having you on is a blessing. And we've been friends for a long time and have a lot of really close mutual friends, which is cool. But we've never chopped up business.
Nah, we really never have.
Yeah.
It's interesting because at this point, especially, the only way you can really do business with somebody like proactively is to like conceive of something and then say, you know what, Ben Baller's the right person to do that with. Or if you're thinking of something, you'd be like, you know what, Rich Kleinman or Kevin Durant is the right person to do something with, because we just don't have the amount of time around one another. And it's like when we were younger, you just had so much, like maybe it was because we didn't have family. We're not in a fucking pandemic, but networking right now is like, you got to be targeted with it. You got to like really consciously be like, all right, who am I going to call? Because, you know, you're not running into anybody, at least, you know, from where I'm at right now.
No,
in
I'm
New
the
York.
same way,
You
bro.
know what I mean?
Yeah. And so we're going to get the show started. I want you guys to understand this. I've said this many times on the show. Today's episode is brought to you by Master Dynamic, the premier headphone and leader in high-end audio. Okay, listen, guys. Rich is a partner of Master Dynamic. So I wanted to say, Rich, now that you're on the show, I get to finally personally thank you. And for every guest that's been on this show has had the headphones on. We only use these in the studio and for recording the show. So I really appreciate that, man.
Well, appreciate your support, man, from the beginning.
All right, let's get this bitch started. So, man, real quick, just to get it going for my audience, for everyone that's listening, take us through the story of Rich Kleinman, the kid, to Rich Kleinman, the successful businessman, entrepreneur, media mogul. Like, talk about turning points, missteps, any relevant milestones, all of it, if you could, from the kid to where you are now.
So I grew up in New York City. Let's see, I was like an avid, diehard sports fan, entrepreneurial kid, but didn't really realize that was a thing at that point. I just didn't focus on school much. So it was basketball, football, whatever season it was. I wanted to be a new athlete. And then I, tried these cool little companies when I was a kid, just like you'll hear most entrepreneurs say, or most successful people say, at least in our world. Right. And then I went to college for a year. As soon as I got to college,
Where'd you go?
I went to BU, but when I got there, it was like, oh shit, like I'm free. Like I don't have to do anything. Like I really don't have to do anything. And I needed that. Like I had a rough few years in high school, not socially, like my life was cool, hanging out with friends, being around hoop, but I had issues at home. I had just academic issues. I didn't focus in school. I just didn't do it. Like I just didn't do it. I just checked out. I focused on people and networking, and my mind was always somewhere else. And I went to college and I ended up taking whatever aspirations I had and focusing it in something non-academic, which was being a fucking bookie. And I was a bookie on at BU. I had 150 clients. I had people at other colleges that were taking bets for me from friends of theirs. And obviously I just lived it up for a year at school, and quickly it was like, all right, I got to get back home. I think my father could see that. He came to visit me in Boston. I remember, and he was like, yo, the dean said you could take classes at this place and then they'll let you back in, but you have to start from the beginning and you don't want to be here. Right. And I was like, nah. So I went back to New York and I didn't really do anything for the next 2 years. I tried little hustles and I wanted to be in the restaurant business, but that was only because we were all in the clubs every night. I figured it was like a cool thing to say I wanted to do for a minute. I had no direction. And 2 of my friends graduated college, asked me to help them with a website they were starting that was a hip hop e-commerce community content website. But at the time, no one knew what that was. Now that's everything. That's just the internet. That's whatever.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of them at the time. Russell Simmons was doing one. BET had one. There was so many, all hip hop. Remember all those joints, SOHH?
Yeah, for sure.
And I helped them raise some money from people I knew, network of friends. Actually, random people were helping me out that I met in this clubs. I was starting to network at a young age. That was one thing I never had a problem doing, was continuing to expand my network. And people like Heavy D and Q-Tip, my boy Raphael, all these guys were helping me out with different relationships. And that's how I met Mark Ronson. And Mark Ronson started helping us with, I think it was either consulting or content or something with onelevel.com. That was the website. So that kind of got me in the music business. And it was interesting at that point, I started meeting all these people with weird connections. Like Wendy Cradle was consulting for me at onelevel.com. And Gianni is her son. and he is now works with me and is the
Oh,
co-host
shit.
of my of the pod. Kim Porter worked with One Level for like 3 or 4 months, consulted with
Oh,
us
shit.
and introduced us to some people. And like I said, Q-Tip, Heavy D, it was kind of cool, but it was like, it didn't, we didn't do anything. We threw a big launch party in Southampton. And then like a month or two later, the company kind of went under. My boy, Noah Kerner, I don't know if you know him.
I know Noah.
Yeah, he was one of the founders of One Level, along with this other guy, Rishi Khanna, another friend of mine. And both of them now are like, Noah's the CEO of Acorns, and insanely successful. Rishi's the CEO of Stock Twits, I think it's called. I hope I didn't mess that up. And, so we were doing cool stuff. We were just like 22 years old. For me, that was like, I got my diploma and my law degree and my business degree, like, because I was running this company behind the scenes and never did anything. But I asked all these like ridiculous questions and kind of got a little bit of an understanding of like, okay, now I want to be focused and make business my life. I want to be successful. I want to do something. I want to be regarded. I want to be around successful people and basketball and sports and music. So I started managing Mark Ronson. I started managing a handful of other DJs and producers. I was working on this TV show, The Life, that was on ESPN, and I was working at Radical Media, which was this dope-ass production company, still is. This guy, John, came and let me just kind of work out in the back. And there was
Dave Myers back there?
Yeah,
was he at Radical Media?
Bro, there were so many talented people there. Dave Myers, Derek C. in France, my boy Andrew Freed, who runs Boardwalk
Holy
Pictures.
shit, Derek was there?
Yup, Derek was there.
Holy fuck, bro. One of my favorite movies ever is Place Beyond the Pines, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, JB Patricoff. We all worked in the back there. And John came and just knew like to have great young people around. And I kind of model our company now a bit, like with the energy of the people around us that Radical had. And started working, I was doing all kinds of things. That's when we met. That's when I was managing Mark Ronson and Just
I was DJ.
Exactly. And managing Samantha Ronson and D Nice for a while. And I was doing music supervision for different TV shows. I was a sports guy, but it took me into music, doing music for this sports show. I just kind of went with it. And I started meeting all kinds of people in New York City and in the entertainment world, all different fields. And that's what you and I did well in those days. We met people, we kept in contact, we created things, and that energy just allowed your network to grow. So whenever I took on a new endeavor, I had a network to call upon, and ended up meeting John Maneely, Jay-Z's manager. And then we did Fade to Black, Jay-Z's documentary, and we did that at Radical Media. And as soon as I met those guys, it was like, oh shit! Like now now I see what it looks like. I want to really do I want to really be in this. And we, Mark Ronson and I started working with like Wale and Amy Winehouse was in our studio all the time. J. Cole came by. Then I went to Rock Nation because Mark and I had this studio in Mercer where all these guys were coming by. Like Mark did Back to Black with Amy out of there. And I was going to like these wild events with Mark all over the city. And I was, felt like I was building a career, but I really wasn't building a foundation of like what I was going to do. It was just check to check, hustling, building my network. But, I was investing in myself. But when Jay-Z was starting Rock Nation, John Maneely was like, and Jay were like, you got to come work over here. And, to me, it was a no-brainer. And Mark really had become his own like superstar. And I wasn't managing Mark anymore. Mark kind of like moved on to have his own manager while him and I were running the company. And that really that kind of fucking sucked, to be honest with you, because that was like, Mark was the star of the label. So it's like,
right.
But that made me focus and go to Rock Nation. And I went to Rock, and like Wale came with me. And then when I was at Rock Nation, I was managing Wale, Solange, handful of DJs still there. Daniel Merriweather. I was an A&R on J. Cole's first album. Like Jay Brown asked me to work with No Idea a few months here and there. And I was just at Rock Nation managing athletes and working on projects. But, at that point, I was like, I miss sports. Like that, wasn't getting the same excitement and energy. And maybe I wasn't as good at it, as because I didn't love it as much. But I remember asking Jay if we were ever going to work in sports. And he was like, yeah, we got something cooking. So they gave me an opportunity to, I can't believe I just said cooking. My grandpa used to say that. So when sports started, they were dope. Like they named me the VP of sports, and, I left all music. I just stopped. And, Jay supported that. Juan supported that. Everyone did. And they knew I was a sports guy. I mean, anyone that's met me knew that's what I was about. Like, I was the guy in the room that always would just be able to talk sports all day, knew facts, knew where kids went to school. And so when we started working in sports, I took all the principles I'd really learned in managing talent and trying to start a business and working on a documentary or a TV show. And you look up and all of a sudden you're 35. And, I built a real, interesting resume of works I had touched on in all different fields, right? Like almost like a jack of all trades, but I had a master of none yet. And I was feeling that. So when I got into sports, I really started feeling like I got like my swag, like I had when I was younger. And as soon as I started working with athletes, it's like the language that I had learned as a kid really connected. All the connections I had made with brands and the knowledge and the game that I was getting at Rock, it was all just coming together. And I had known KD for a while. So KD was one of the first people we reached out to. And KD was at a transition in his career. And obviously the allure of Jay-Z and The Rock, and then his comfort with our friendship, it all really added up to, him really getting on the map, coming to us, right? And as soon as he came over to us, I was the point guy, and I was working as this like agent and manager. And as soon as I did that, even though I loved everything else I was doing, the relationship we were forming and the things that he wanted to do in his life lined up with what I really wanted to do. And I worked solely with him. And then eventually, as tough as it was, we both wanted our own thing, something, that entrepreneurs have in their blood. And I tried to figure it out in any way possible because I am such a loyal dude and I wanted to, be a superstar there. But I just didn't know if that was going to work or if it was going to be possible. And Kevin, and I were transitioning. So when we started 35 Ventures, we didn't even know what we were going to do at first, but we were going to do it together and do some cool shit. And it first started with investing in technology and then building up our foundation and managing his Nike business more closely. And then started producing documentaries and sold a scripted series. And then we really got into it and then created the Boardroom. And the Boardroom the last 2 years has been a platform we've been building out, multi-vertical sports business platform. A lot of fun because it's like sports, business, culture, it's podcast, video, newsletter. And it's cool to be building something while we're still doing all the other things. Then we invested in a Major League Soccer team and we get to help operate and just doing a lot of cool things, man. And it's been a real blessing. We have 20 people at the company. We have new offices in Chelsea that, no one's really in now but me, but it's a blessing to have been able to build it. And I'm just like, I love what I do. So, man, that was like, I didn't even stutter.
That was fucking crazy, bro. And you know what's even crazier is hearing you talk about some of this shit and me seeing it from afar. And you said, everyone knew I love sports. I didn't know that. I just knew you were music, because I was making Wale's jewelry. Wale wanted me to be in his videos and stuff here and there, whatever. We worked, and there's just other random things. Obviously, I was head of A&R at Priority. So, we signed Jay-Z, his first album. And so I was part of the Rock, since early. I had my first platinum plaque was with Jay and Biggs and Dame and all them. And also on top of that, I was a DJ. The only big DJs in the club scene was me, AM, and Ronson. And then obviously Jusky came after. But that's just fucking nuts, man, because the whole full circle moment with you, just how you talk and what you like how your come up was, it was damn near mirroring mine, just in slight little small things.
Yeah.
I was a fucking bookie. I was a bookie in high school, Rich. I got kicked out of school because of that. I hated fucking school. I've talked about it countless times on here and whatever, and it's just fucking crazy. So you decided to partner up with KD out of all players, out of everyone. I mean, was there any animosity when you left Rock Nation, or was it all love?
Nah, it was all good. I mean, it was all good for sure. It's never, it's when you work with people and then you don't work with people afterwards, it's, it's different. And you grow up and you realize that like your situation is not unique, that like what you thought was this like big moment or all that, you just evolution, man, and the amount of people that have come out of there that have gone on to be successful, it's like Bill Belichick coaching tree type thing. You know what I mean? And
right.
I look at it as like, I'm so grateful. That's defined like so much of what I know and how I look at business. So, it's all good. That's the beauty of this business is like, I hope that like there's more of that all the time. Cause like, it's the first generation. That's the motto we all watch. It was like Jay-Z and Puffy build these businesses, and it's like,
right.
At least to me, that's like that was the first time I idolized people, like outside of athletes. I was like, oh shit, like these guys are cooler than anybody. They're cooler than anyone that I'm watching hoop right now, and they own it all, and it's their business. And man,
No, for real talk.
So yeah.
So what companies and brands do you guys currently own with 35 Ventures? I know you have you're like a partner with Master Dynamic. Like what else is there? The boardroom. Can you break that down?
Yeah. Well, so Kevin invested in and is a part owner of the Philadelphia Union. And then, our company, 35 Ventures, works alongside their company in helping with what they do in the community in Philadelphia and in Chester, where their stadium is. And Master Dynamic, we're a part owner of as a company. We also creative consult with them and work on collaborations and partnerships, et cetera. In our venture portfolio, we are investors in companies, but we don't write monster checks, but we write, healthy checks, and we're in Series A rounds for the most part, sometimes Series B and C rounds. We've been in a handful of fintech companies like Acorns and Coinbase. We're in Overtime, in the wearable tech company Whoop. We're in data storage company Rubrik that was incredibly successful. Postmates, incredibly successful, obviously.
Yeah, shit.
And then the boardroom was something we own, Kevin and I, under 35 Ventures, which is the platform we created, which has its own video native distribution through the boardroom.tv, has newsletter, has video series, has podcasts, me and Kevin, like I talked about. We have a college program that we do seminars monthly, the Boardroom University, and we're adding, more original writing, et cetera. So, there'll be more and more shows we launch next year. So there'll be more flagship shows under the boardroom, and really just trying to build that platform out. And then we have, a handful of scripted series as well. So like docs and scripted series in development. And that stuff is really stories we want to tell. It's not just to be in the business. If there's no stories in a few years that we don't want to tell, we won't do any, So, and it's cool because we don't take on more than we can manage as a company, but we're all incredibly busy, and our foundation stays at the forefront of like so much of what we do too, which is like the best part because there's a very rewarding work that we do with KDCF.
Dude, by the way, I totally forgot. Yo, congrats on that Stephon Marbury. That was fucking amazing. That doc was really like,
yeah,
just
thank you, man.
Because people, if you've never been to China before, you know what I mean? And just understand what it's like out there in mainland China and just how shit is. And I'm a little older than you, but like, just seeing that era and just seeing what happened, it was put together so well, man. Congrats on that, man.
Thank you, man. And that's, I don't know if you know these guys, but Cootie and, we were really fortunate. That film was done when it came to us. Cootie and Chike, they directed it. Soon as it was sent to us, a lot of times films are made now and in such like overcrowded landscape of media and content. You need every edge and angle. When the project came to Kevin and I to EP and help kind of not bring to distribution, but amplify it all, it was a no-brainer. I mean, I grew up in New York City, so Steph is like, Mount Rushmore, and KD's a Hooper, so Hoopers respect Steph Marbury on another level. So,
not to bring up any negativity at all, but I'm with Just, Richie, Fu, Stevie. And we're at either Life or Spa. I forgot what night it was. 2000 though. I think it was Spa. And Marbury got robbed at Aria. It was like on a Friday or Saturday night. He was in Arnage. He had a bunch of jewelry. Boom. He got robbed. The next night, he came back with all new jewelry and everything. It's like, motherfucker, that ain't shit. It was just crazy. I never seen that before. You know what I mean? He was balling that hard. So, yo, man, I wanted to ask you, Rich, man, are there any investment opportunities that you passed up on that came back to like haunt you or bite you?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't bite us in the ass from the perspective of like there was a whirlwind of cash that I'm going to always regret that we missed out on. But there's been some investments that we maybe passed on that I've seen manifest over the last few years into real substantial companies. And it's okay. It's all part of it. I was able to meet the founders and stay in touch. And sometimes, we get an opportunity on a follow-up round. There's also companies that we tried to get in that we haven't got in. And those kind of frustrate me. Those are worse because those are the ones where I'm like, damn, like we really, I went out for dinner with one or two founders and, they didn't let us in and whatever. It is what it is.
Now it's a trip. I actually now just sparked up another question. Like, so if you had $2 million right now, okay, look at 35 Ventures doesn't exist. Kevin Durant doesn't exist. Your swag, your everything you have, your mentality, all your Rich Kleinman today exists. and you had $2 million to invest in something in any industry, which industry would it be in and why?
Let me sit on that. Like, you know, that for someone like me, that's like instantly I just had like 800 different answers go through my head.
Shit.
Everything from shit that I shouldn't be thinking to like 100 different businesses I want to be in. But I think that some of the things I would, if I had 2 million from scratch, I think two things. A, I would definitely stay with media and storytelling. I've realized now that I'm really enmeshed in it, that the only reason I was reluctant was because I was reluctant to like be fully honest and out and confident. So from that standpoint, 100% media and in the sports media landscape, because I believe that there's endless storytelling around sports. I think that the business of sports is pop culture and mainstream now more than ever. And I think that the ancillary business that's being built around sports is continuing to grow. And with the COVID pandemic, people having to recreate the viewer experience is just like endless growth there. So that's one. And two, you know, seeing how successful Kevin has been and our organ. Would I not know what I know, or would I just not know anybody?
You know everything you know, and you have all your networks, you have all the plugs.
Okay.
I'm just saying 35 Ventures doesn't exist, and you're not Kevin's manager. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
So like, I'm just.
So the other thing I would do is invest where I grew up. I'm like really big on this now. I feel like there's something about the neighborhood, the town, the community, some element of where you grew up that if you have the means to, whether it's for profit, for not profit, and profit meaning it's opening up opportunity for others, is to just like, it's nothing better than like seeing some kind of acknowledgement of the work you did out of where you grew up, and you put the money right back in there. And like, listen, that could be buying real estate. That's, building a community center. That could be developing homes, but whatever it is, like something like I'd probably split it up and do $1 million there and $1 million in my sports media endeavors.
Nice. So let me ask, man, why do you think in today, man, fucking 2020, not pandemic, I'm just saying in pro sports, why do you think pro athletes, and I don't mean just like some dudes who are sitting on the bench who got 2-week contracts, why do you think NBA players or NFL or baseball players are still getting broke? Like guys who will get a $40 million contract, like how does that happen?
Well, listen, I think the reason why it happens sometimes is because getting the amount of money that some of these people get that are not superstar athletes, that are getting the guidance and advice and access and network to almost have an impossible way of going broke, right? So unless you're those guys, you get a lot of money at a really fast-paced, quick time while you're dealing with growing up, being a professional, having high stakes, losing your job, getting cut, getting traded, having children, all the regular shit. And it's a lot. And it's never been like completely enforced upon youth sports and all of these young athletes to learn, to prepare. It's changing. You know, like I see young NBA players, and they're some of the more astute business minds, in my opinion, of anyone that age, because they're getting access. But all these other sports, it's not the same. And it's a lot, man. It's a lot. But it will change if the model is now people building business like Rich Paul, right?
Right.
That'll change. And it's changing, but the money's just so fast and furious, right? Like, so it's a slippery slope.
I'm just only saying that because like there's guys in my DMs, man, that want to buy a chain all the time here and there. And one of the big things I've been saying in the last year is there's a lot of power in saying no. I say no to a lot of people. I don't make a lot of chains. I mean, this is dead ass. I'm being serious. I say no to a lot of major stars and everything, huge people. And like Antonio Brown's one of them. And when I seen AB like kind of, this is before even all the drama had happened, I was like, yo, bro, like this seems like a headache. I'm just not going to deal with it, dude. I don't care how much money it is or whatever. And then it's just like, you see this dude talking about there's like money issues. I'm like, how the fuck does that happen, bro? Like you couldn't have fucked off all that paper. And now you got to play? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Well, I think you know how quickly you could.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm just saying like, you know, like I'm just saying, like, I didn't have access to that kind of money, you know what I mean? And now, you know, having an 8-figure net worth, like, I can turn this shit into more, you know what I mean? And or I could just chill.
Yeah,
and I just know, like,
but what you had access to at that age, man, you weren't. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I wasn't rich, I wasn't poor, right? I didn't have a lot of anything. I appreciated the shit that I collected. I had a healthy balance of it. I had more emotional distress in my life than financial distress, for sure, right? However, the one thing is, when I got money, at any point, like in my 20s, I didn't even think twice. I was like, checking account, pay off this, go here, boom, boom, it's gone, right? And like, it wasn't real money like these guys are seeing, but bro, that shit is really different and it's difficult. And, you know, I think that, listen, some people have to just be responsible and they got to learn, and you got to learn from before you. I think that representation is good. Like, I really don't think is, at least from what I see, there's probably some ridiculous snake agents somewhere, but like, I don't see them, not in the NBA, not the people I see. I mean, they may be shrewd negotiators, but like, these guys are getting money, but there is no real universal like system in place for young athletes to be learning about financial literacy and simple, basic things.
Yeah.
While they're becoming professional athletes, period. I've heard Olympic athletes say the same thing. I'm an investor. We're not investors. We're on the board of this Athletes Unlimited. It's a new sports league that has like short leagues, 6-week leagues for different secondary sports like women's volleyball, men's volleyball, women's softball. They do them over like 6 weeks. And it's crazy. You should check it out. But some of these women were saying the same thing. Like these Olympic athletes, like they didn't know. No one talked about that. They didn't have any financial literacy as they were like becoming softball players. So, you know, part of it is that.
No, I hear you, man. So if you had to compare KD's game to a rapper style, who would it be?
I mean, Steve Stout once told me that he thinks like KD, he sees Louis Armstrong, jazz musician, like total different sound, most beautiful elegance, like different from everything. And I really think he was spot on. But if you want me to say rapper, I'm going.
I know who Louis Armstrong is, but I have a demographic of like 19 to 30, and some of these cats just don't know about that jazz game. You know what I'm saying? So
no, all right, my bad. It's just think trumpets and kinds of shit, guys. So I'm gonna go. I'm thinking Kendrick Lamar.
Oh shit! Okay, that's crazy. It was like the last. I thought you were gonna lean more towards Nas, but no. Now I kind of see it.
I think about Nas, right? But the thing is for me, there's something like I don't know. That's what I got. That's what I got today. I went.
No, I got you. Hey, bro.
By the way, there's times where I've even said Drake. There's times where I've said J. Cole when I've been asked that. But today I'm feeling Kendrick Lamar when I heard that.
I can't. I mean, I've never heard the question before asked. I just thought of it and said, you know, but I can't see J. Cole.
No, we do it. We do it. I've never been asked it like that. Like we.
Okay.
We'll have like a session, and I'll be, you know, and we'll be like, all right, Jay-Z's, you know, if Jay-Z is MJ, then LeBron is Drake, or LeBron is this guy, and KD, you're Drake, and so we've done it like that. So
I can see LeBron being Drake for sure. So. This is an important question because I'm actually invested in it, you know, and a majority of my net worth is not from jewelry. It's from cannabis, right? And I've been smoking weed since I was 13. So I have a question. What's your opinion about cannabis and pro sports now?
I mean, I think weed should be completely legalized in pro sports, and it should be managed with the same expectation that alcohol is. Like, you shouldn't come to practice high. You shouldn't fucking be caught driving with weed on you high, like the same shit, right? But like, I honestly trust cannabis in somebody's system every single day over alcohol.
Oh yeah, 1,000,000%.
Alcohol's the devil, bro, the fucking devil.
Yeah, and you could have as much of it as you want in your house. You could fucking kill yourself off that shit. You know, it's like, bro, I grew up in a really...
You walk into any gas station, like, it's wild, right? Cannabis to me is, listen, like anything, can have some bad effects. Some people be like, I don't want someone to be there. They're not going to be motivated. Be like, maybe that's you. Like when I'm high,
I get
sometimes
creative.
I'll run through emails like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like there's no tomorrow. Like it's different, you know? So it's everyone's different.
Camp with the craziest jewelry creations off of weed. But my question is like, bro, I grew up in a very strict household. Like I'm talking Korean immigrant, strict, no sports, nothing, just academics and fucking the church. Fuck that. You know, I was just not against it. But it wasn't until my pops had passed that my mom at 60 fucking 6, she got into a deep state of depression. She wouldn't eat. And so my brother rolled her a joint. And she was like, yo, you know, this kind of shit that she would kill me over. I got trouble. And like, it changed her life that late in life.
Yeah.
Like, you know, stimulated the appetite, made her laugh, chilled her out and everything. But that was just crazy. I just think that it was
it is crazy. Listen, the stigma is like evaporating in real time.
Thank God.
I'm not embarrassed. Like, I don't even know when that shit happened where nobody was embarrassed about it, like, or even had to hide it. Like,
I mean, I lost sponsors this year from it. Like major, gigantic sponsors. I won't say who because they gave me a pretty big check. But you know, like people are just weird, man.
Well, no, but that's not But that makes sense to me, right? Because that is like as clear as day as our country, which is, and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I'm just saying, like, there are some people that just philosophically do not think like we think.
Yeah.
So within our world, I'm like, who the fuck cares? And that is really true. But then you meet someone and you're like, who? This VP of CP, MO marketing of like Exxon Mobil, this, and this thinks it's, you know, they got to drop you because of the weed. Well, yeah, they're not, you don't even need to make a follow-up call. There's no explanation. Like they're not philosophically going to get you.
Yeah. I mean, like, come on, bro. Like, you might see, like, fucking Willie Nelson and, like, David Letterman, people who are fucking super brilliant, articulate people and smoking. Like, come on, man. Like, why are you tripping? Because I'm just saying such and such, like, because Anthony Peeler smokes weed or something. Like, come on, bro. Like, stop that shit.
Willie Nelson's a G. You know why? Willie Nelson's the example for life, right? So I was saying about this. Can I flip it and ask you a question, even though you're the host?
You know what's crazy is every single guest I've ever had on the show, that's a mandatory. So go ahead and ask me a question.
Who's on your Mount Rushmore of weed smokers?
Fuck, bro. Willie Nelson's up there.
Yep. Snoop D-O double G.
Yeah, Snoop's up there.
I mean,
Bob Marley's one of.
Yeah, Bob Marley is the fuck. What's wrong? Bob Marley. It should be called Mount Marley
Yeah,
more.
he is. Yeah, he's definitely the god. And fuck, man, I can't. That's like, you just stumped me because I don't really think of like younger cats. You know, I'm thinking about like OGs.
Yeah. What about like Method Man or Redman? Nah,
No, not really. I was Redman's DJ for a little bit too. No, I mean, they're up there, but I'm talking about like Snoop was, you know, doing this when them cats was like, I'm talking like, I don't know, man. But that would be definitely, you know, the guys up there. One of my mentors, my godfather, Lou Adler, enormous music mogul, weed smoker, co-founded NORML, which was an enormous weed coalition way back in the 70s. I don't know, man, but definitely, you know, Willie, Bob, you know, Snoop. Getting real close to the end, man. What is your end game, bro? Like, what do you need to accomplish in order for you to throw in the towel, retire, and chill, and just be done?
Oh, no. I want to live till I'm 100 years old.
Why the fuck, dude? Gary Vee said the same thing, bro.
I want to live till I'm 100 years old. And when I die at 100, I want everyone in my immediate family to be alive and healthy. And I want to be able to work with KD. It's so goddamn important when you have a partner, when you have somebody that believes in you and you believe in them, and you can build things together in life, and you have that freedom. Man, a good partnership in business is priceless. So, you know, I want this to go as everlasting, bro. We keep building, creating great things, and I don't want to retire. You know, I have small benchmarks along the way, but I want to just like continue to work. I want to be regarded for my work, both philanthropically and in business, period. I want to work till I'm 100.
That's amazing, bro. Honestly, that really actually, the way you say it, how you broke it down there is, no, that's dope. I just feel like I had so much, I've killed myself and I've been so hard on myself for so long, and I've had 3-4 lifetimes. I'm just over it, bro. I just want to be a dad, man.
That's wild.
So
Bro. It's too fun.
some light.
Man. Even in the darkness, man. Funny, fun shit. I find so much humor in everything. I just enjoy it. I fuck with all this. Like, I hate the way the world is right now. I hate our government, right? I hate
Come on, bro.
I'm so fatigued, like the rest of us. But I'm like, but I don't want it any other way. I don't want to be anywhere else. I really love it. I love New York City.
Right. All right. So, some light shit that's got nothing to do with this is now just a couple light questions, man. Who do you think's going to win the chip this year, bro? The next NBA chip, man.
Brooklyn.
Fucking come on, man.
Brooklyn.
Really? You think so? Damn, man. Man, let me ask you a question. Like, did you grow up a Knicks fan?
Yes.
Okay. So Bernard King, all that shit. You love John Starks, all that.
You won't find a bigger. Back in the day, at least,
I don't know, bro. Mike Rappaport is probably one of the. I mean, he denounced his fandom.
He is. No, he might be. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't even want to talk about Mike Rappaport because I'm so scared of him. I fuck with him. Like, I really like him. So, like, we were developing a friendship, and we, like, dabbled in working together. We didn't really work together or anything. And we really didn't speak much, which is all good because we didn't really speak before. I have so much respect for him. I really do fuck with him. And then I got the feeling that he just did not fuck with me. And I just don't know why. So
no, that's just Mike. Mike's a trip, you know what I'm saying? And again, man, if it wasn't for him being my podcast mentor, my sponsor, him being, so involved in my podcast, he's just crazy.
No, he's the best. Listen, to me, he's a necessary, important dude. And, like, just period. I fuck with him. He's been around forever. Copland is my shit. He's hilarious. Right. He's a G. Like, he's a real G.
But the way he talks shit about Dolan is the illest shit ever. Like, I've never...
He's wild. He is wild.
Wow. All right, man. My last question, bro. So you think that the Nets will win. So do you think it's going to be East-West? It's going to be Lakers-Nets in the finals?
I think it'll be Nets for sure. And then, I don't know. I mean, in the West, like, I guess.
Jesus Christ, man. You fucking out of your mind, bro.
What do you mean?
I should stab you for this fucking crazy, bro. Come on,
what
man.
Are you
the Lakers
talking
are
about? I'm just
bro,
saying.
We're not even. We're like a 1,000,000% favorite to win.
No,
man, come
what
on,
I'm
bro.
What I'm saying is that obviously the Lakers are the favorite to be in the Western Conference. I mean, the finals from the West. They just won the championship and they got better. What I'm saying to you though is that's a given. Now you're asking me, like, was there any kind of prediction I have? Like, yes.
Oh yeah. No, I was just curious. That's all.
Okay, but the Nets. You have to understand something. Kevin Durant is a different dude, bro.
What you talking about, bro? He's my favorite player in fucking NBA before
so
we became.
So let me ask you, who's going to be in the finals next year?
I think it's going to be the Nets and Lakers.
There you go. Same shit, bro. Same shit.
Right. It was just funny, you know what I mean? And by the way, I appreciate everything you guys have both done, and just the generosity, and just to even for him to hit me up for gold bars, shit like that and things. And I just the trust and everything. My last question, and we're fucking out of here, is who wins today, right now? It's 2 p.m. East Coast time. Who wins the 1-on-1 up to 11? LeVar Ball, Michael Jordan.
Oh my God, Michael Jordan, 11-0.
11-0? Nah, come on, stop playing.
Are you kidding me? I'll tell you exactly. First of all, if Mike gets the ball first, Rap City, 11-0. LeVar Ball gets the ball first. He'll do some wild. If he doesn't dribble it off his own foot, Mike's slapping that shit before he even brings it from his waist up. And then he's catching it, going right back, stepping back, hitting his first elbow J, and it's over.
Have you seen Mike in the last 2 years?
I saw him. He didn't see me, but I saw him on New Year's Eve in the Bahamas.
Okay. I mean, bro, I see him here. He ain't the same MJ.
Of course he's not the same MJ, but what is LeVar Ball anyway? Like, there's no same LeVar Ball.
Just he's a big dude. That's all. He's just strong. You know what I mean?
No, but it's Michael Jordan, bro.
I get it. Okay. All right. I'm just saying. Look, bro.
What would the score be with LeVar Ball versus you think?
Versus me?
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. It'd be. I think he'd power. If I got the ball first.
But can LeVar Ball really hoop? You saw that video.
I mean, bro, I don't know. That's why I'm just.
I don't know either, but I think he's I think he's awesome. Like, I think he's just like a hilarious, amazing dude. Man. And like, people say what you want. Like, 2 top 3 picks in 4 years.
Yeah, no, that's fucking
And the other
crazy,
one
bro.
the other one can hoop. Like people, it's like
Yeah,
you
bro,
can't
he went
judge
to
it
UCLA.
against-
Come on.
You can't judge it against the other two. He might have a different journey in basketball. He might end up there in a different way.
He really, really might. And yo, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Rich. Yo, Rich, I really appreciate you coming on the show, fam. Like, for real, for real.
No, appreciate you having me, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right, guys. We'll be right back with, we got a little word from our sponsor. Yo, Miles, throw on some Lakey Lake. Hey, guys. You know that this podcast is all about free game. And that's all I want for the BTB Army, is to have the tools to succeed in life. We are all in this together. Now, you also know I've been in my podcast listening and recommendation game heavy, and I got another one for you guys to subscribe to on your favorite podcast platform. It's all about the shit you did not learn in school, and it's called The Best of the Best, Maverick's Guide to Success. This is a weekly podcast that drops every Wednesday with the elite business-driven guests and conversations. Hosted by my dude, Maverick, who is a rising star in the BTB Army. He's 21, only 21, and he decided to invest in himself and start a podcast to ask what the best of the best in every industry wish they knew when they were in their 20s. This show is 15 episodes in, so you can binge on these fantastic episodes with expert guests from different fields. Every show focuses on a business topic that you should have learned in school, like taxes, insurance, residential real estate, physical fitness, mortgages, mental health, music producing and production, the business of cannabis, and more. The best of the best, Maverick's Guide to the Success, has a knack for asking the right questions that need answers. Check out The Best of the Best, Maverick's Guide to Success, and this is a Dust Brothers production, so you know it's top tier, HD sound, all that, okay? For real, guys, The Best of the Best, Maverick's Guide to Success. Go subscribe now. If that wasn't enough to get you hyped to listen, they are running contests too for those who subscribe and leave 5-star reviews on the Apple Podcast page. Past winners have gotten Apple products, cash prizes. Make sure you go jump on that shit now. All right. My guy Maverick has vision, and this podcast is going places. Mark my words. He reminds me of Ferris Bueller. Okay. Follow their social media pages at TBOTB Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Visit the website tbotbpod.com, where you can see information on all guests, a lot of which are hiring if you're looking for a job. Drop that 5-star review and let them know that Behind the Baller sent you along with a social media handle so you can win. All right, guys, thank me later. So, guys, it's been actually over a month, and I want to let y'all know that it's been like 6 weeks, right, Jordan? It's been about 6 weeks or so. This weekend wrap up will be fan question time. Okay, it's been too long. I'm supposed to do it once a month. So please submit your fan questions now. Meaning, as soon as you finish listening to this podcast, submit your fan questions. For those of you who are listening for the first time but don't know how to do that, just know it takes a day or two to register into the iOS system. So it's hard for Jordan to pull them on Sunday or Monday. Listen, go to the iOS homepage, right? Leave a comment. If you want to be on the show, leave a review. You need to go to Behind the Baller main page. Leave a 5-star review in question format. And if the question's never been answered before on the show, I will air it and answer it on this upcoming weekend wrap up. All right. So it's real simple, guys. You want to be on the motherfucking show and you want to ask some questions and generally want a fucking real answer for it. You want some advice. You want to know if your girl pussy stank. I wouldn't know that, but I'm just saying, just ask a question, leave a review in question format, make sure it's a 5-star review, and I will answer it on the show. Now, I greatly appreciate the crazy love that you guys gave me on my Ken Griffey Jr. card, aka the kid, right? On my Ken Griffey Jr. Topps Project 2020 card, my 18th card of the set. There's only 2 more cards left, okay? It had a final print run of 11,230. That makes it the highest print run in 4 months. All right, can I get some claps? Can I get an applause? Mr. Miles Davis, can I get an applause? It's crazy. Something that wasn't mentioned in the podcast before and it's barely mentioned now. There is a 1 in 20 chance to get a rainbow refractor card, which is the first refractor card offered in Project 2020. So I hope I get a couple because I ordered 100 of these motherfuckers, right? Now, with the $20,000 chain giveaway, the winner of the Seattle Mariners Diamond Ben Baller chain will be announced on the podcast on this Monday's episode, the weekend wrap up. So make sure you tune in for sure this Monday to hear the winner. All right. Now, in the future, when submitting an entry for a prize of this magnitude or any big prize, please do not send an email and blur out or hide your address. Okay. How the fuck am I supposed to pick a winner if I don't know what city you're in? All right. Take in consideration, I respect people's privacy to the utmost since my privacy means so much to me. And also, how the fuck am I supposed to ship a chain if I can't even choose a winner? Like, how the fuck, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where the fuck you live, so when I send it, that just basically gets you disqualified. I know it's unfair, whatever, boom. But there weren't a ton, but there was enough for me to make this fucking announcement. All right, this thing. Also from now on, including this contest, you must have Twitter and IG. I don't give a fuck if you have 0 followers on either, but you must have a public page during the contest pickings. I'm going to make sure that my assistant Sean emails you guys, asks you guys. If you don't, go make a motherfucking one and get back to Sean immediately. Check your fucking emails. All right. And good luck. And thank you again to everyone who entered the raffle. Remember, my next card is Jackie Robinson, who was a motherfucking Dodger, a legend, wore the number 42. You already know what the fuck it is. And then we finish the entire set of 2020 with Sandy Koufax. That is a final card. We are fucking, I cannot believe this. We are 28 days away from 2021, all right? And we are 22 days away from Christmas. This shit is motherfucking crazy for real, okay? Next up, my Dodgers World Series commemorative set is now shipping. All right. Cannot wait to get mine. I got a shit ton. I bought a bunch and we'll be doing autos, doing giveaways and all kinds of shit like that. Be giving boxes away. This is a fucking sick set. I'm fucking hyped. Can't wait. And now, look, I'm not positive, but I think my Nolan Ryan autos go on sale next week. I haven't got them exactly in my hand just yet, but I know they're going to sell pretty fast. My last ones went pretty quick. And I'm sure of this. Get ready for 2 weeks from now. I think less than 2 weeks maybe. But my Ken Griffey Jr. autos are going to go fucking fast. All right. There's going to be a 1 of 5 gold auto. There's going to be a 1 of 24 blue auto. All right. There'll be a 101. This shit is not a motherfucking game at all whatsoever. It's very, very, very serious. They're going to go very fast. They've been going really well. And again, I just appreciate you guys, man. I just really, really appreciate you guys. All right. So this part of the show is brought to you by mybookie.ag. All right. Listen, guys, we're not taking no L's this weekend. Okay. We had a shitty 2 weeks. So let's fucking make some money. All right. Now, if you fucks took Seattle at -5 when I talked about it on last week's show, it went to 6.5 points. Look, they didn't cover. If you got it at -5, you would have covered. Listen to my shit and make some money, right? You would have made some money, and thank God because Seattle covered my ass and saved me. All right? So guys, girls, go get a pen. All right? Get a pen right now. Get ready. Because here are my picks for this weekend's NFL games. Okay? Make sure you go to mybookie.ag and use promo code BenBaller. Now, here are my picks against the spread. I told you there would be more locks this week. All right, let's start off with the Chicago Bears. I like them -3 over the Detroit Lions. I like the Bengals plus 11.5 over the Miami Dolphins. I like the Colts -3.5 versus the Texans. That is a lock. Colts -3.5 over the Texans. That is a lock. All right. I like the Vikings -10.5 over the Jaguars. I like the Raiders -8 over the Jets. Okay. I like the Saints. The Saints, New Orleans Saints, -2.5 over the Falcons. I think that is a lock. All right. It's a motherfucking lock right there. I like the Cleveland Browns +6 versus the Titans. I like the Arizona Cardinals +3 versus the Rams. I hope both those motherfucking cocksuckers, both teams fucking explode in the fucking stadium they're playing in. All right, guys. My next lock and final lock is the Green Bay Packers -8.5 versus the Eagles. I think they're going to fucking wash these fools. All right, guys. And I like the New England Patriots pick 'em over the Chargers. Okay. Now, my Seahawks, I can't bet against them. Okay. So I like my Seahawks -10 over the G-Men. That's a lot of points. Okay. The crazy part about this is that I can't bet against my team. And the G-Men could fuck around and have I don't think they're going to pull an Atlanta versus Raiders type game because we ain't going to lose like that to that. And that we haven't lost to anybody in that level. Do you know what I mean? They've all been, and even if it was whatever, it was kind of closer than it really was. If it was a 10-point loss or something. But I got to let you guys know that I think we need to set a precedent. And I think the G-Men are pretty good. Even though their record sucks, whatever, they have some bad luck. I think they're all right. I think we need to wash the fuck out of the Giants. Okay. So I just wanted to give you guys a little fucking precaution. I want to throw a little salt in there, but I got us winning every single game except one. I don't know which game we lose, but I just feel like we have every game except one until we get to the NFC playoffs. Okay. Sunday night, I like the Chiefs -14 versus the Broncos. That is a fucking insane fucking spread. Okay, guys. Now the Monday night or Monday afternoon and Monday Night Football, I will break it down on the weekend wrap up as well. But it's not on the board yet, but I'm taking the Washington football team, stupidest fucking name in the world. I'm taking the points versus the Steelers, okay? Monday Night Football, I like the Bills -1 over the 49ers. I want to fucking say that's a goddamn lock, but I'm not sure just yet. But I will reiterate that. I'm sure the spread will be on the board on my bookie. But there it is, folks. That is it. Those are my picks for this weekend. All right. Now, in other sports news, I wasn't hyped about the Russell Westbrook trade, but fuck it. It's obviously done. And now I look at it like, hey, man, when I go visit my boy Paul in D.C., I could go see my boy Russ and Bradley Beal and go check out Wizards games, man. The Capital One Arena, I forgot. Fucking tickets are cheap for the floor seats. I think Russ would hook it up. That's my boy. You know what I'm saying? And Bradley Beal and Russ do make a sick backcourt, but I really do think Russ should have gone to the Knicks where my bro Austin Rivers is at. And you know what? I'm actually hyped for Austin. He had a press conference the other day, and he was just like, yo, everyone's trying to, jump on the next wave and try to put these super teams together. Boom. He's like, yo, I'm just trying to bring greatness back to the Knicks. And I was like, yo, it's a fucking amazing answer. I love Austin, man. You already know he's been on the show. He's a personal friend of mine. We troll each other. That's a good dude. I'm hyped. He's in New York, dope city to live in. I don't think he's going to be able to have any of his exotic cars in New York City. That just ain't the fucking place to have exotics at all. At least not in actual New York City. And I'm guaranteed he's going to fucking live in fucking Manhattan, whatever. But that's just my personal opinion about what's going on. I know LeBron just re-signed for 85 mil, whatever. No big deal. And, oh yeah, congrats to fucking LeVar Ball, man. Fucking now, Jello Ball is going to the fucking Detroit Pistons. So he has 3 sons, all within a range of, a couple years of each other, all in the NBA. It's fucking crazy, man. Give it up to that man, because I even fucking had my issues with this dude. You got to give it up to that dude, man. Hashtag I told you so. All right. And speaking on more NBA news, man, I don't even know if this is really NBA, but I'm sure some of you guys know who I follow on Instagram and on social media, people I just saw leaving comments like, oh, you follow this person. People follow, they pay attention to that shit, okay? Some of you do. There is a model, all right, that I am friends with named Montana, who is half Chinese and half white, and she's beautiful. She's bad as fuck, right? She's young as fuck too. And one of her little things is she likes to rap inside her car and spit bars, like over, instrumentals, whatever it may be, fucking, fuck for her, is it fucking Drake beat or whatever else. And like, I fuck with her. She's cool. She's young. She wasn't even 21, a couple years ago. And I got her on World Star, and she low-key went viral. She was rapping over Drake beat. Drake started following her. This is, and anyways, she started dating this dude who played for, Denver Nuggets. And, she got married earlier this year in March, in pretty much in the middle of the pandemic, right in the middle of the shit. But she got married this year to Minnesota Timberwolves player Malik Beasley. Now, Malik just recently, literally signed like in the last couple of weeks. He just signed a $60 million contract with the Timberwolves, okay? And when she started dating him, he was a rookie at Denver and was making the league minimum. He wasn't getting paid shit, okay? As far as I knew, I thought they were deep in motherfucking love, okay? From the way he was commenting the whole nine, I was like, okay, dudes are young. They're both young and everything. And she's super young. He's super young. He's fucking 24 years old, okay? And they have a 2-year-old baby boy, beautiful baby boy. And it was just Malik's birthday last week. And, this stupid, dumb motherfucker got caught cheating with, of all people, the fucking thought of all thoughts. Okay, he got caught cheating with fucking Larsa Pippen. Okay, who I think she might be 45, 46, I don't know. She's fucking gross. Okay, and I don't just mean that by looks, but I mean that by her insides, okay? Her insides have to be rotten to the fucking core, all right? Something happened somewhere in her life, something, I don't know if it's a daddy issue or something, but she has beautiful fucking families, just taking care of them, whatever. Maybe Scotty's a fucking, I don't know, I didn't like Scotty for a long time, but, seeing interviews and stuff, you seeing him be okay, seeing his upbringing, whatever, cool. Something happened to this girl. I don't know what it is, but she's fucking trash. Her fucking son even unfollowed her. He's liking fucking comments that are all bashing his mom and everything. This shit's got crazy. And her son is 20 years old. Plays for Vanderbilt fucking college basketball. And he's unfollowed her. He's like, man, I can't fuck with this shit. It's crazy. And Larsa, right? She's friends with a lot of people I know. Right? Like personal friends. And they would tell me this chick is crazy. She is just a fucking whore. All right? Like they would tell me crazy shit. Like they would leave Live nightclub and go smash an NFL player inside her car. Or she'd go meet a dude at the club and literally, without a condom, by the way, in the car, just like, fuck it, let's go in the car and smash. And like, the fuck is you gonna bust a nut and fuck on your Bentley seats and shit? Like just random weirdo shit. And then she'd go to like my homegirl's apartment and go smash dudes. Like just fucking weird. Like, damn, bitch. And you know what? In fact, she dated a homie of mine. I just realized that, and I just thought about that right now. I don't want to put him on blast. But he couldn't hang. He was like, nah, fuck this. Fuck am I thinking? What? No, hell no. This bitch is old enough to be Malik's mom. So technically, he really is a motherfucker. Okay? Now, this fool got caught cheating. He didn't just get caught cheating on his wife, Montana, with Larsa, okay? This fool got caught creeping with his side chick, who is a nut. This chick is straight up. She's a pig. Like his side thought is a pig, and she exposed the fuck out of him, okay? She didn't even know that he was married. And this bitch looks like hot rat skin. I couldn't think of a fucking, she looks like rat skin. This bitch looks sick, all right? And on her latest pic, or I don't know, she might have posted a pic as of this podcast, but one of her latest pics, comments went like crazy. And someone commented, you look like someone who steals toilet paper from your job. And I was fucking dead. Like I was fucking dead. All right. Well, I know Montana listens to the show every so often, but yo, you know me. You said you are forever indebted to me and you don't owe me shit. All right, I just want to let you know that you do know that I'm very tight with my fraternity of men, and I kind of back men, and I'm going to hide a white little lie here and there, and, you know, and protect my fellow men. But when a baby is involved and the courts and God, like, yo, you actually went to church and got married, you know what I'm saying? You actually went and got married. Once that happened, it's supposed to be you guys against the world. But he fucked up, couldn't be smart for whatever reason. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, fucked up. You're still very young. You got fucking 3 lifetimes ahead of you. You got your beautiful son. Handle your son. All right, you got your mom and dad who are cool as fuck, right? Tell your mom to send her some VVS pens. We gonna smoke some shit. And yo, Montana, hold your head. You're good. All right. You're gonna find somebody who's gonna match your energy, baby girl. I done told you this. And this is why I say, if you live in the limelight, in the spotlight, or if you live in a major city, don't get married before you turn 30. All right. That's mostly for men and girls, you know, like 27, 28, right? But shit, for guys, don't even get married until you're 35. You know, just like you gotta get some shit out of your system. You gotta get all that fuck shit out, because you're gonna fuck around and try to settle down and ruin your whole situation. All right. So that's my bit on that, and that's it. Now, for entertainment, I've been watching this show on Hulu. It's actually an FX show, but I don't know how the fuck it is, because it's showing nudity and all kinds of crazy shit, and cussing and all kinds of stuff. But this show's called A Teacher, right? And I've seen it, I was kind of skeptical. I was like, oh, they're pushing this show. What the fuck is this? Whatever. And it stars this girl, Kate Mara. I don't know if you know who she is. Her sister's a big actress, Rooney Mara, and she was on House of Cards and everything else. And I don't really fuck with Kate Mara, whatever, but there was something just sexual, like she was really appealing in this show, like in a regular ass way. But yo, this show, bruh, like this show's lit, yo. All right. Like it's low key sick and demented, because it's about a teacher who's on fuck with one of her students. But yo, this shit, I'm for real. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. BTB Army, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. There were scenes in this show that gave me a Woody. And I don't mean Harrelson, all right? So definitely check out that show, all right? Now, is anyone on the app Clubhouse? You know, I talked about it on the last couple episodes. I've been down with it for a minute, but I'm still on the fence about it. You know, my boy Nate Jones, he is involved in the app. He put me up on the show like late May of this year, way before anybody else was on. It just blew up, got really popular. And I'm still just in the lurking stages right now. I don't know. But, you know, I don't know. Why don't you guys tell me in the comments and in the fucking, in the DMs and everything, what you think about Clubhouse and everything. And by the way, if you need some invites to Clubhouse, let me know. I can invite you. I have 5 invites right now, and I haven't used them. And on top of that, I'm going to do an Xbox for the NBA 2K21. I got an Xbox download. I don't know if I have 5 games. I forgot what the fuck it is. I need to check it out. But anyways, yo, you guys, that is it for this episode of BTB. All right. I love you guys. Next week, we got reality star in the making. He's a reality star to be. All right. Straight out of H-Town. My dog, Washington Ho. And we're going to talk about his brand new show on HBO Max, House of Ho. And by the way, the week after that, we're stacking interviews right now. By the way, I'm on fire with this interview shit. We got a huge OnlyFans star from Brazil. Her name is Veronica Perasso. This motherfucking man. But I really got some questions I want to ask her about being a model on OnlyFans. She ain't like a Selena Powell type thought piece of shit trash or anything else. This actually is she's a beautiful girl. I'm curious about the business side of OnlyFans and everything else. Should be very interesting. But yo, your boy is back. I'm back on my bullshit. I'm back on my gangster shit. And I also gotta take a shit. No lie, for real. I really do gotta take a shit right now. So I gotta go. I love you guys again. Thank you for making me your #1 podcast to listen to on Spotify. Please subscribe anywhere you listen to your podcast. Anywhere you listen to podcast, Behind the Baller is there. All right, guys. Again, I love you guys. Be safe. Yo, LL, please take us out of here.